What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Sports with MK. I'm your host, yours truly, MK, and we are back with another episode. Now, last episode, we did talk about the Final Four for the women's finals, and now we have a champion. LSU Tigers has finally won their first national championship for their program, but unfortunately, they couldn't really celebrate, or the news or talk couldn't just be about them winning that national championship and making history for their program. Of course not. The headlines that are going on right now, Angel Reese is classless because of the act she did and the gestures that she made at the end of the game or while the game was ending. Now, if you guys watched that game Sunday night, you saw that LSU was kicking Iowa's butt. You hear me? They were down by almost 20 points going into the halftime. And then to make it even worse, they made history during that game by scoring 102 points. No women's championship game ever went to that amount or had scored that many points in a game for a national championship. And LSU did that by defeating Iowa, the number 2 ranking school. LSU is number 3. Iowa's a number 2, and they were the main team that everyone thought was going to win during that game. And I told you guys I wanted LSU to win. I wanted them to win, or I wanted South Carolina to win. I wanted someone in the SEC conference to win this championship. And for LSU to win it for their first time, it was amazing. And Angel Reese killed it that game. Now, I can say she did start off a little rough with the foul trouble, but her other teammates, they came and did wonders. Jasmine, oh my gosh. You were raining from the 3. When you made that 3 during to go into halftime, I felt like, I don't think that's going to go in. But when I see that thing hit off the backboard and go in, I said, oh my gosh, she's on fire. Coach, keep her in the game. Do not take her out unless we getting our starters in the game and they about to carry us home. And that's exactly what the LSU Tigers did. And I cannot praise enough for Floss J. Like, she made everything come true that she stated that she wanted to happen when she came to LSU. She wanted to get a Grammy by the time she graduated, and she wanted to get a championship ring. And she got that her first year, first time going. 1-1. Like, come on. Like, I got to give tremendous credit to her as well as everyone on that team. They played phenomenal. And you could not forget Alexis Morris. Alexis Morris came through and helped that team out as well. She had the job of guarding Caitlin Clark. You know, she got into foul trouble early. A lot of their starters on both teams got into foul trouble really early. And I was surprised, like usually Clark, she's usually not too bad with her defense and be able to prevent a lot of fouls. But this game, LSU was playing aggressive. They was dominating her on defense. They was playing on her. And as you can see, a lot of her calls were offensive fouls for her pushing off. They were not giving her no room to be able to do a step back or crossover and do the 3. She was able to get that a couple times, but most of them, they was locking her down and getting her with that offensive foul, with that push off. And I saw it a lot. I'm like, she got a couple of them when they didn't call it. I'm saying, all right, now she's shoving them off now because she can't get nowhere. She making room by pushing them off. Y'all got to call it. So the refs did start calling that, and that's when she got into her foul trouble really quick and really early, to where she had to be on the bench majority of the third quarter. And then that fourth quarter, they tried to bring her in, but, it was too late at that point. LSU was on fire. They wasn't missing. Throughout each quarter, LSU was beating them as far as scoring, except for the third quarter. The third quarter, Iowa did outscore them in that third quarter, but the fourth quarter, it was wraps. LSU said, all right, they trying to come in because they came into halftime almost being down 20 points. Third quarter, they got it down to at least 9 or 10 points that they were down. And every time they got close, LSU came back and said, get back down. Y'all ain't getting that. Get back down. And at the end of the game, this is the main controversial thing that has been going on, is Angel Reese doing the you can't see me. You can't see me. The same thing that Caitlin Clark did when she played March Madness Elite 8. She did the same thing to her opponent. You can't see me. Last game against South Carolina, she brushed old girl off from shooting that was at the 3-point line. She's like, I'm not worried about her. She did a lot of stuff to seem cocky and it could be just confidence. Everyone has that confidence. Everyone should. You know, if you play in the game and you feel like people are not on your level, talk that trash. But, world, this is for the world. This is not even for the players. Because the players don't have no issues with being able to come out, play aggressive, do your trash talk, and go about your day. The media and the world, they're the ones who wants to make something big when it's not. That's any game. That's any opponent. You beat a team that was the contender, was the top dogs who everyone thought was gonna win this game. If you beat them, if the underdogs come and beat them, oh, you darn skippy, we go talk trash. You darn skippy, we go trash talk how we want to trash talk. Because guess what? We the champs. Y'all didn't win. Y'all not the champs. We the champs. And I felt like Angel Reese had every right to do that. She's been doing this this whole season. That's why everyone kept making the comments. Oh, she's too much. She's too hood. She needs to tone it down. She's been doing that this whole season. So when she does it against Caitlin Clark, the player of the year, the one who's been getting all the talk, the female version of Steph Curry, when she does that to her, everyone makes it a big deal of her being classless. Oh, that's not right. She's this and she's that. Come on now. Cut the crap. These are young women playing a sport that is a male-dominant sport at that, and they're coming out playing hard, dominant, competitive basketball. I was more excited to see them than I was the men's. No disrespect to them. These women have played tremendous competitive basketball this whole season, and all they got was down talk. They're animals, they're hood, they're ghetto. That's all they have received from the media and the outside world just because of how they play and just because it's something new. Like every player, every female athlete does not have to be the same. Every female athlete do not have to be quiet and humble just because they're a woman. Everyone wants to make it seem like women have to be a certain way just to be themselves. No, let them be them. Angel Reese want to do that. Let her do that. There's no reason why that should have been a comment or should have been this controversial as it is right now. These past 3 days, we have not been able to literally celebrate or had a headline celebrating LSU. It's just about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, critics. That's all you hear. You don't hear congratulations to those women. This is their first championship for their program. I know they're excited. You don't hear anything of that. All you hear is a negative light. Why? And then it brings it back to the race. You have a mostly African-American team that went against a majority Caucasian team. You have them two compete against each other. The other team wins, and then now it's just negative this. Oh, it's this and that. Like, why does it have to be that? Because if Iowa would have won, and if Caitlin Clark would have did the "you can't see me" and put her hand on her finger for that ring, everyone would have been like, oh yes, congratulations, yes, Iowa won, first championship, everything. They'll be getting invited to the White House, just them, just Iowa. Miss Dr. Biden, you would have just been inviting Iowa. LSU would have never got that invite if Iowa would have won. And that we're going to slide over to that because I've been seeing everywhere, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everyone's talking about the First Lady, Joe Biden's wife, Jill Biden, saying that we're going to invite Iowa to the White House as well. When have they ever done that in the White House, Mr. Biden and Mrs. Biden? Because last time I checked, the winning team is the one who come to the White House because that is a privilege. If that's the case, every runner-up team should be coming to the White House then, Miss Jill. That's not fair and that's not how it works. Why when LSU wins, you say, of course we're going to bring them, but since Iowa played such a good game, we should bring them along too. Why? Why? They lost. Keep them where they're at. Who wants to come to the White House with the losing team? At that point, I feel like I didn't even win. I already can't get praise from the media for winning. Then I can't get praise for celebrating. Now the White House is want to bring the ops or the opponent losers to the White House with us. Why should they share that stage with their opponent and the losing team? Do you even have enough room for all these people to be on that picture that y'all take? Like, come on, that's not fair. And I feel like that was very rude and very disrespectful for Jill Biden to say that. And not to even say LSU or give enough credit to LSU for their accomplishment for actually winning and being low ranking. You don't even give them credit of saying they fought hard throughout that whole season. They played a phenomenal game beating Virginia Tech. They beat Miami. They then beat Iowa, who has the best women's athlete on their team, the best women's basketball player on their team, and they beat them. You don't say all that. You give them oh yeah, they're coming. But I also want to invite Iowa because they played such a great game. They played very hard. You praise them more than you praise the winning team. I don't know what that was, but Mr. Biden, President Biden, you need to talk to your wife and let her know this is not how you do that here in the White House. I know it's our first time, babe, but you don't do that. You don't invite the opponent. You keep the winning people. They come out and they get that celebration. They get that accomplishment and acknowledgement of winning a championship for their program and coming on down. LSU don't even want to go. LSU's like, we're not going if Iowa going. Like, what's the point? Like, that defeats the point of us winning and coming out here. You feel me? I just felt like that was wrong as well. Like, this whole media outlet from LSU and Iowa championship game is just negative, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And also, so much of this uprise going on that you fail to realize who even won the tournament for the men. Like, I think I know who won over there, but you don't hear no news talking about that. And that's unfair to that. That's unfair to the men's basketball team. Because all of this negative energy is going around literally one person, Angel Reese. Like, all of this negative is going towards her. That's a young she's only 20 years old. She don't deserve all this criticism she's getting towards her. That's unfair and cruel and unusual punishment is what I shall say. This girl can't even celebrate her winning this championship and making history for her program. And then you got other people saying that LSU carried Angel Reese. You hear all this stuff, but Angel Reese is averaging 23 points a game, 15 rebounds a game. She's averaging that. Name another athlete that's averaging a double-double with numbers like that in college. Of course, Caitlin Clark, she's almost averaging that triple-double. We understand that. But you got a sophomore. Caitlin Clark is a senior. Angel Reese is a sophomore playing like this. Who knows how she'll be playing if she does decide to go all the way to her senior in college, if she don't enlist to the WNBA. Who's to say she won't even be better than Caitlin Clark when she becomes a senior? I don't feel like LSU would have won a championship without Angel Reese. They wouldn't. She is a dominant force in the paint. On the offensive rebound, on the offensive board, she's grabbing them every time. No one can guard her or pin her back to where she's not going to get a rebound. If once that ball goes up there, Angel Reese is going to get that ball. She's going to get that ball and going to box you out. And if it's an offensive rebound, she's putting it back up there and she's saying you too little. Because you are. If you saw that game against Iowa, every time she got the rebound, I promise you, I'm not saying this because I'm a big fan or I wanted them to win. But every time she got a rebound, one of Iowa teammates fouled her, hit her arm, or anything, and a call was never called because it's gonna happen. She's too aggressive in the paint for them not to hit her or try to get a foul. She's gonna move around and try to get that board, and that what makes her a dominant and elite player in this college basketball league right now. And all the doubters, you guys just gotta stop, cause she's here and she ain't going nowhere. You feel me? Everyone's saying she's too hood, she's too this, but guess what she is though? She's a champion. That's who she is right now. The media outlet, you guys are spectators because you guys did not play that game. You guys did not beat the number 2 ranking team. You guys did not beat Caitlin Clark in Iowa by almost 20 points, having the highest score in the national championship. That is what LSU did. That is what Angel Reese did. That is what Alexis Morris did. That is what Flaw J did. That is what that whole team and organization did. They brought that championship back home to LSU for the first time, and I am proud of them. Please, guys, please comment your viewpoints on this, because it broke my heart, seeing the next day of what everybody was saying on Monday. I'm like, come on, y'all. Just celebrate them. So please, y'all, comment y'all viewpoints on this. Let me know how y'all feel. And comment if you guys thinking I'm too harsh on Jill Biden. Because I talked to my moms and I said, Mom, she got to get up out of there. Joe Biden got to put her up and lock her up in the closet or something. Because you can't go out on a press conference and talk no more for no sports. Because you just saying anything out there, But moms did say, Biden, she didn't know, Biden got to talk to her. You feel me? But y'all comment y'all viewpoints. Please like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. We're on that road to 100 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate if you guys can get me there. I'm your host, yours truly, MK, and I'll be back with y'all next episode.